Welcome back, Doom fans. Lazygamer here, and let's have a tutorial about installing GZDoom and GZDoom Builder with an additional installing Brutal Doom for those that wish to have that. So let's get started, shall we? First, we need to install the stuff, the files. All links will be in the description as usual. We will find the GZDoom loader, you can call it, here under download. We will need GZDoom. The newest build we will find here. If you have a 64-bit system, choose this. If you have a 32-bit system, you have to go with one of those. That you have to figure out on your own, but since I have a 64-bit system and a 64-bit Norwegian operating system, I will choose this one. Left click, and you can put it in downloads if you want. I'm just gonna, for simplicity's sake, put it where I will want to have the editor. So I will go to where I have it under games. Spill is Norwegian for game. I have a Doom folder somewhere. There it is. I have sorted some stuff here. Don't worry about that. This is the folder I will put it. It is a zip file, a compressed file. You will need program like 7-zip or WinRAR, WinZip, or the like. All are free to different degrees. So we have the we have GZDoom. We will need the GZDoom builder. The newest file is here on the top. You can use the 64-bit version. It works on my system, but there are some plugins and things that might not work. So for simplicity's sake, that's also fairly new. So let's go with the 32-bit system that I know works on my system and has everything we need. Download to the same file, or your same file rather, where you are. I am not confident with this page. The layout is so confusing, at least for me. I believe we can go to files. I will have a link to this in the description. Choose the topmost. That should be in the newest file as far as I am aware. Let's just download it and see what happens, shall we? This is really slow. We might have to wait for... There we go. And there we have it. Now we have to install the things. Let's get cracking. Alright. To install the files, we just need to extract them. So with our with my 7-zip, this is why I did it this way. I can just go to 7-zip, extract to the folder of the zip file, and there it is. We can now delete the zip file, so we will do so. Now let's set this up first, because we need to do things properly. We will need it to run our builded files later with the builder, obviously. Now, first time you try to start this, you will get an error message. I think this you will need to do this at least to do the second part here. Also, the second part, edit your GZDoom username ini file, which will be made after you run this the first time. You can select where the Doom or Doom 2 WODs are located to play. I'm not sure if that is possible. I have never been able to do it like that, so I will have to put the WODs directly into there, but we will follow the motion just for convenience. So quit for now, and the ini file with my name is now created. I will open this with Notepad++. You can use, if you don't have it, the normal Notepad, though I highly recommend installing Notepad++. It's free, and it makes a bit more sense of all the things here. Firstly, we will need, as the file suggested, create a shortcut to where the files are. They are here, so I can just quickly copy paste and put it here. So we will need let's make a new path with this, and then we put our shortcut to D game Doom folder base WOD and pk3 files / and we will need Doom WOD, so let's just put it there. Then we can take that, just make a separate one for Doom 2, which I have here. I have Doom and Doom 2 from back in the day. You can buy Doom 2 on Steam fairly cheaply if you don't have the files, so that's fine. Now if I save this file, in theory we should be able to just start this, but I still get this message. In theory, now I should be able to choose game, but I can't. At least I can't. So, but that's how you do it. So I will need to I will just copy. They don't take up much room. I will use this as a reference for all other programs that need this, but just to make this work for me, I will just put them there. When you then start, you will have to choose which game you want to play. Doom 2 or Ultimate Doom, as it were. Don't bother about any of these things. Don't click that if you want to shift between them. Well, you can undo it, but I don't mind that this gets here. Whichever game you play, choose, click play. Now we will get some. We have to wait. To do some setup, we can go to options, customize control. I would very much like to have move forward this button and strafe left, right. I want to jump with the space bar and use open with E. That should be. That's how I do it. You can do setup whatever you want, obviously. I want to have. Not sure if that will do anything. I will have mouse look always on. Another thing we can do is video mode. This always confuses me. Choose resolution preset. There it is. Choose whatever you wish, but I want to have my apply changes full screen. Doesn't really matter. Just test the game for fun. And it seemed to work. In theory, we can options, video. Well, never mind. We can look at that later if we want to. It works, is what I'm saying. All the options will be the same if you choose Doom 2. The settings are the same because it's the loader that gives it. Well, you know, there is one more thing I want to do with that because or two, maybe. I will want to give the game some better textures. So I'm gonna copy this where this file is, I can, for the life of me, do not remember where I found it. I think I have a link in my to my Dropbox folder for anyone who wants it, and if someone complains that's mine, then I will happily link that instead. But I want the game to look a bit nicer, so we'll link that. What? Yeah, fine. Somewhere. What files to load? I think that's where I want them. I think we still need path and the link, and we need, well, this is just an example if you want to add something, so this will apply whatever you have, and just, well, this is my link, you have to find your own still. And we will save that. We can also give this I will make a link here for convenience for now, and just start it again. I'm just gonna add these texture applies to both, so doesn't matter if I choose this or that. Let's just start it. Fancy new textures, or better textures at least. Clashes a bit with sprite models, but mouse look is optional. The original Doom didn't have it. Just saying. Yeah, the same thing will apply to Doom 2. I'll just show you quickly. Doesn't it? Or am I just... No, I think it works. I'm confused. It should. Now let's get to the builder itself, shall we? Alright, so let's install the builder then, or rather extract. We'll do the same. You can do the same thing with WinRAR at least, or similar. Unpack to the folder name, or we'll then delete, and we have the builder. We'll do the same. I will add a shortcut here and start. Now, first time we have this, we need to do some, or you don't have to do this, but I suggest you do it anyway. Game configurations. I use this format when I edit Doom files. And somehow it remembers my previous. So let's just pretend this is a totally fresh install. This is what I use in the tutorials. And it's the only one you really need. You can select how many of those you want. There are plenty of options here. So you don't have to do that each time you start a new file. Let's add some resources. We do need Doom WOD file, which I will take from here. I will use Doom 2 WOD file since we are editing Doom 2 or making maps for Doom 2. We can add another resource that I want. I would really want my nice textures to show up in the editor, so I will pick it there. And if you want to break glass with me during the tutorial, you will need this. That I have no idea where I got from. I have had it from forever. So that should also be in my Dropbox. There should be a link to it. And there we have it. Each time you start a new map, these will always be loaded with it. To test the maps, we will need let's just assume we had never did this. I will need to find where the GZDoom loader is and add it. And to get the title from it, we'll just get the name GZDoom something. And you can have the standard skill level and so on. Let's just have it as is. And that's really it for the installation. You can just add a new game. You will get all the resources. You can change this later, but just make sure which map level you want. Let's say we want 3, and then OK, and we have it. Let's just make make 128 by 128 room. Add a player facing north and test it for completion checks. It should work. For some reason, I'm not sure when that happened. To get into this view mode, you pressed W. Now it's Q instead. I have no idea why that is, but that's how it is now. You can change close map. Don't need to save. You can change button presses in here. However, I haven't found where to change it. But I'm sure if I really apply myself, I will find it. That's about it. How to install GZDoom and the GZDoom builder. Now let's see if we can't install Brutal Doom, because I sort of like how it looks, how it works. Now to use Brutal Doom, we will do it slightly different. Open a file. I don't need the changelog or the manual. We just need the Brutal Doom PK3. I'm gonna drag it into the GZDoom folder. Now, there are a few ways to actually use Brutal Doom. Firstly, where's my PK3? There they are. Bright maps, Brutal Doom. First way you can do it is to just drag it over open with GZDoom. And once again, it works on either Doom 1 or 2. Let's start Doom 2 for kicks. The load is slightly different. We are now playing Brutal Doom. Brutal. Also additions are different weapons. And I lost my and we die. Because I chose the random difficulty setting. The difficulty settings are slightly different as well. Now that you will do if you just want to have it play want to play Brutal Doom. Sometimes I just want it to load each time I start, and it's the same thing really. We can just put them here for them to load each time, and we have a path and the shortcut to where it is located. And then we need the file name, which is there. And if we put that like so and save, then when we start here, let's try Ultimate Doom, Doom 1. We have a Brutal Doom. Rifle start, pistol start, purist. Tactician. Game mode, rifle start. First, let's go slightly less kill. It also adds some new stuff. This is a newer setting because the alarm wasn't there the last time. Oh, nice. They've added lots more stuff since the last time I played it. Let's try and run. Can I? Yeah, I can break it. I still can't. That's a nice example of. I'm gonna play this later. Let's just run through the start just to see what's new, shall we? Yep. I can shoot. I can. Excuse me. Brutal Doom. Gameplay options. I'm just looking for there should be an X here somewhere, or options for putting aiming thing anyway. Yeah, the textures do some odd things, but nice. Break everything. That should open this. Let's run and get that. There are some imps there. Let's run here. Enter this back way now. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Die. What's your problem? Man, I love this. I opened this so I can get out there now. Something crashed. Anyway, this is how you install Brutal Doom. And I love it. Anyway, this has been your host, the Lazygamer. And I hope you found this tutorial useful. I should have made this a long time ago, but I sort of skipped it. I assumed everyone knew how to do stuff, and they still might. This is just for kicks. Bye guys.